144,567 and 79 pesos and other arrears, including that of the free SHS, are being processed for payment.
I think that's an unfortunate statement. It is not true. Two have been paid, and then a part of the third year has also been paid, leaving an outstanding balance, which is being worked on currently and being processed for payment. So that assertion is not true, and the schools cannot close down because of that. We are unable to determine for them when they should. We only make follow-ups. As and when it's ready, they are disbursed.
The ministry says only 14 out of the 674 senior high schools in the country have submitted their returns to the GES on the number of students they have actually enrolled for funds to be released to the schools for the free SHS program. This was in response to the CHAS president's demands for government to revert procurement of items to the traditional suppliers, since, to her estimation, the new contractors, the National Buffer Stock Company, may not have the capacity to supply food items to the schools, hence the supplies not forthcoming.
She's been part of meetings concerning even before the start of this free SHS program. They've been asked to get is the Buffer Stock Company, which is to supply the food items to the various schools. If she has any misgivings when these discussions started, she could have made her voice heard. I don't know why she is saying this now once the program has taken off. So I don't think it's tenable.
The Ministry of Education says it will ensure the delivery of quality education across the country. Alice Aite, GHOne News.
In other news, the Forestry Commission, together with the Youth Employment Agency, have signed a memorandum of understanding to employ 15,000 youth into the plantation module under the Environmental Protection Program. The move will not only curb the high rate of unemployment, but it would also boost the country's GDP.
Youth unemployment is a major issue in developing economies. In Ghana, the government is using the agri sector as a major sector in curbing the social problem, which has become a threat to national security. Planting for food and jobs is seen as a major springboard in pushing the economy to a higher scale. Absorbing the youth in the area of employment has received another boost. This is because the Forestry Commission has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Youth Employment Agency to employ 15,000 youth under the plantation module of the Environmental Protection Program. The vision is expected to be materialized from January 2018. Justin Kodia Frimpong, Chief Executive of Youth Employment Agency, stated that government has already provided 6 million cedis to spearhead the project.
That's certainly the promise that the President has made. He remains committed to making sure that at the end of the day, his government provides the better and best opportunity for the various youth in this country. We are very grateful that the President, through Economic Management Team, was able to give directive to Finance Ministry to find some money for us. And they have released the first tranche, which is the 6 million, as a commitment by them to make sure that this program is run successfully.
According to the CEO of the Forestry Commission, Kwadwo Owusu-Afriyie, the move seeks to increase the country's forest cover and provide employment for the youth in the country.
The Forestry Commission, as it were, we have what it takes to undertake the program, to help them to employ people onto our farms, to engage them to, for purpose of forest plantation, establishment, maintenance of existing forest plantations, coppice management, and then enrichment planting. We together are going to employ 15,000 youth all over, across the country, and they are going to start work in January this year. And so it is not something that we are joking at all.
He indicated the project, which will be beneficial to the youth and the country as a whole, will last for 2 years, after which another team will be enrolled into the project, adding that each youth employed into this project will be given an allowance of 400 cedis a month.
This is a 2-year program, and for 2 years, these people will be gainfully employed, and thereafter we'll move from there, from strength to strength. For every month, each person will receive 400 cedis as some allowances. We, Forestry Commission, will provide them with the uniforms, the logistics, and all that, to enable them be happy to do the job that we are going to employ them to.
We've heard from one party, so.
Well, a lot more efforts that the government is putting up as far as empowering the young people in this country are concerned, right?
I hope it's sustainable.
Well, on that note, we take a quick breather. We'll be right back.
Why are you staying away from that? We'll be right back. Stay with us.
According to UNICEF, 2.1 billion people around the world lack access to safe water and basic sanitation. In Ghana, the situation is even worse. My name is Ridwan Karim Dini Osman. This month on GHOne News, I bring you portraits of the countryside. In this edition, I take you to hard-to-reach areas in northern Ghana where access to basic amenities, including potable water, is non-existent.
To get firewood and boil the water and do other things, we can't afford. So we know we contaminate ourselves by drinking this sort of water, but we have no other thing to do than to...
Join me on this revealing adventure. GHOne News, news you can trust.
Limited, Kakai 777 Peters.
Ghana ne China nubina kwani ya dia shemu. Chiche be now be ye fine. Drink and make you no waste time. Kakai Peters, yeah, come. It's good for your party, so Kakai Peters, Kakai Peters. For your engagement, so Kakai Peters, Kakai Peters. Good for your funeral, so Kakai Peters, Kakai Peters. It's good for your wedding, so Kakai Peters. Your wedding, so Kakai Peters. It's good for your party, so Kakai Peters, Kakai Peters. For your engagement, so Kakai Peters, Kakai Peters. Good for your funeral, so Kakai Peters, Kakai Peters.
Num Nyansem and Tom Manipa when Yantia do what and Sessa Appin for Num. Our drinking sport BM Kakai 777 Peters and Kasa.
Daily exposure to different environments leads to a buildup of germs, oil and dirt. These can cause blemishes and uneven skin tone. You need new Dettol Even Tone. It removes 99.9% of germs and is formulated to remove excess oil and dirt, helping to reduce the appearance of blemishes, giving your family the confidence of healthy, even-toned skin. For an even better you, new Dettol Even Tone. Dettol, be 100% sure.
Why is this country like that? Nothing is working here well. Absolutely nothing. Why? Can you believe that I'm from the hospital? I'm from the hospital. Are you listening to me? I am from the hospital. And my wife is on the bare floor. There's no bed for her. And she's lying on the bare floor with other women. Several other women lying on the bed. Is that right? Is that right? Look, I'm not in my best style because I couldn't even get electricity to iron this clothes. What is happening? Can you believe it that me dry no pano in the shower? Soap all over me. That me beer pipe now. Mommy whistle. Is that a joke or something? Yeah, this cannot be happening in Germany. Papua New Guinea, it can't happen. Even Afghanistan, I war press on. How are Papa Chelsea? But I get confused every day. Look, wow, the road I can't fast.
Hey, boss, my tie na pie.
Utaya pie. Nothing is working here well. Absolutely nothing.
The perfect picture of our nation, Ghana, daddy wish. Then pay your taxes.
Charlie. Right. Take right again.
Mr. Thompson, what's that mean, sir?
Stop here.
Security, electricity, then pay your taxes.
Who was that man and why were we dodging?
Oh, that's the tax man. They always come collecting money, they call tax. I don't pay tax. These guys come to me every time for money. They call it taxes. Hey, listen, I own 5 of such businesses. They come every day, but I won't pay. I'm not the one.
Mr. Thompson, in fact, I am highly disappointed and surprised at your behavior.
Why?
Throughout our journey, you just kept complaining about a litany of issues.
Yes.
That we have bad roads, inadequate hospital facilities, your wife is lying on the bare floor.
Can't you see with your naked eyes? Can't you see, my brother?
But don't you know that to meet your expectations, you need to pay your taxes?
Then why did we vote for a government?
And how do you expect the government to also function if you don't pay your taxes? It is because of people like you. That is why we have bad roads. Because of people like you. That is why your wife is in the hospital on the floor. Come on, Mr. Thompson. I know you can do it. You have the money. Come on. I was there this morning. You gave the lady 50 Ghana cedis just like that. Early in the morning. On your 50 Ghana cedis.
That one, I think you're wrong. Yeah, no more feeling bad.
Feeling will provide good roads for you. Feeling will provide a hospital bed for your wife to lie on. Mr. Thompson, please. You're a Ghanaian. You need to perform your civic duty. I am a taxi driver. I pay my taxes. You should too. You have 5 of these enterprises. Please pay your taxes. Please, Mr. Thompson. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Perform your civic duty to me, please.
Say no more. Say no more. On a second thought, I think I should have known better. I should have been more responsible.
Exactly.
Daddy wish. Then pay your taxes.
Good citizens of Ghana, we all just witnessed the behavior of Mr. Thompson. There are so many Ghanaians out there who do not know the relevance of paying their taxes, and so therefore they fail to do so. I am a taxi driver and I pay my taxes. You should too, because the government depends on these taxes in order to build our nation, so that we'll have good roads, good hospitals, better schools for our children. Every little tax helps. So please pay your taxes, because it is our civic duty. It is the law. And remember, our taxes are future.
Security, electricity, then pay your taxes.
You're welcome back to the news on GHOne Television. Time now to bring you updates in the world of business and what's happening in the economy with Kwekutimi.
Thank you very much, Patrick Stevenson. Thank you, Kemeni. Emmanuel is a platform where we bring you the latest updates of happenings in and around our world of business. Before we take the details, let's talk to Dusk Capital.
Business Brief is brought to you by Dusk Capital. We see a millionaire in you. We're looking for you, the next millionaire. We know of your stressful routine. From those 12-hour flights across the Atlantic to your hustle through traffic every day. From burning the midnight oil to that laptop that never sleeps. We know where you are in life, and we know where you want to go. Let us take you there. Thinking investment? Think Dusk Capital. Dusk Capital. We see a millionaire in you.
All right, many thanks for choosing us. Let's move straight to the presidency, where President Akufo-Addo is confident that the African continent is on a path to changing its image as a dependent continent to a self-sufficient one. While speaking at an event organized by the Royal Africa Society, Facebook, and the Ghana at 60 Years On Committee, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo noted that Africa will no longer serve as a case study for farming stories.
A continent endowed with almost all the rich natural resources, Africa continues to remain in its tracks despite huge economic prospects. This is the situation the Ghanaian president describes as unfortunate.
Africa no longer wants to be the deficit place, to go to find the footage to illustrate famine stories. We no longer want to offer the justification for those who want to be rude and abusive about Africa and her peoples. It is time to build our economies that are not dependent on charity and handouts.
In the case of Ghana, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo believes the time has come for the West African country to optimize its rich natural resources to the benefit of all. For him, Ghana can move beyond aid.
The world's fastest growing region for foreign direct investment, and in possession of nearly 30% of the Earth's remaining mineral resources. And yet, the masses of the African peoples remain poor.
He also was worried that Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire, the world's leading producers of cocoa, make less than 6% billion from the cash crop out of an industry worth 100% billion, and for him, the narrative has to change.
Between Ghana and our neighbor Côte d'Ivoire, we produce 65% of the world's output of cocoa. The chocolate industry is a $100 billion industry, and we, who produce 65% of cocoa, make less than $6 billion from the toil of our farmers.
The president committed to making Ghana an independent economy, which has manifested in some of his economic policies, especially in the area of agriculture, which he says he will make it a catalyst for growth.
Well, let's now delve into the 2018 budget as government is being to devise some tough measures to ensure tax compliance in the country. Well, this, according to PricewaterhouseCoopers, is critical if government really wants to achieve its revenue targets. Well, a tax advisor and partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, Aisha Bedouai, tells GHOne Business government's tax plan should be all-inclusive. On a theme putting Ghana back to work, brought together policymakers, clients and stakeholders of PwC and a section of the business community to understand issues highlighted in the 2018 budget. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta said the 2018 budget set a three-pronged economic development approach that will focus on integrating and accelerating investments in agriculture, infrastructure development and industrialization as the primary vehicles to fundamentally transform transform the economy. He expressed optimism government's agenda in the 2018 budget would create immense job opportunities for the citizenry.
What we have in this budget is an additional $100 million of IDA 18 facility, which really is going to look at, in a sense, the totality of the things we need to do in our labor market to promote skills training in vocational institutions, getting graduates to work, expanding areas like agriculture, ICT, education, which will absorb a good number of people and therefore push industry.
A tax advisor and partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, Aisha Bedwai, expressed satisfaction with the tax incentives provided in the 2018 budget, but cautioned government to enforce the laws and ensure that Ghanaians become tax compliant as it seeks to shore up revenue. Reacting to some of the policies raised in the 2018 budget, the Agric Committee Chair of the Association of Ghana Industries, Fatima Ali Mohammed, said,
"We want to see all the agencies being linked. We don't want a situation where when I'm going to request for anything, I have to bring copies of what I have filed because it's been missing at the authorities. We want to see computerization. We still want to see that, and that hasn't happened yet. It's happening slowly. I know at the large taxpayers office there is some opportunity to file returns electronically, but that's just starting now."
Policies on reviving the oil palm industry should be given a second look as Western countries prepare to ban the use of oil palm for industrial purposes in the next 2 years.
Europe is banning the use of oil palm from 2020, yet 46% of their consumption of biofuel is palm oil. They are looking at also banning it for foods, which means that we are looking at all that oil palm being dumped into Africa. Already today we are suffering, take into account that factories that are existing are having idle capacities, yet they have the capacity to service not only Ghana but the Western African region. This is going to hamper us, and we're talking about only being 2 years away from today.
All right, let's take our other story here on budgeting. Here, Send Ghana, a civil society group, is questioning government's commitments towards addressing the infrastructure challenges in various second cycle institutions across the country. Now, this comes on the heels of the inadequate budgetary allocation to the sector. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, while presenting the 2018 budget statement to Parliament on Wednesday, said government will allocate 9.26 billion Ghana cedis to the educational sector, but Send Ghana says the amount may not be enough to address the infrastructural challenges facing the sector.
Send Ghana also complained about the explosion in enrollment figures stemming from the implementation of the free SHS policy. Along with it, the NGO says came a myriad of avoidable challenges in spite of the 11% increase in the budget allocation to the education sector.
For agriculture, the question we are raising now is that government has rather set high targets for 2018 under the Planting for Food and Jobs. It seeks to recruit 500,000 farmers in 2018 compared to 200,000 in 2017. Obviously, this has implications for fertilizer subsidies, improved seeds, and all the other components under the Planting for Food and Jobs.
Country Director of Send Ghana, George Osei Bimpe, was of the view that the free SHS could have targeted the less privileged.
If free SHS is a social intervention, you would want to look at targeting in terms of social intervention delivery well. If, for example, I can send my son or my daughter to Achimota Primary or Alpha Beta or SOS, whatever, where you pay probably in dollars, why would government have to subsidize 1,000 cedis a term or so for you? So some of us had a chance to caution government that the reality is that we don't have the resources. It's not that the money is sitting somewhere and the government doesn't want to spend it. The reality is that we have challenges with revenue mobilization in this country. So why don't you do it as the constitution requires you, the progressive thing?
On agriculture, the civil society group raised concerns about government's over-reliance on oil revenue known as annual budget funding amount to shore up the drop in donor support, saying it might affect funding of the One District, One Factory initiative and other audacious promises made by government for the sector. A significant drop in donor funding, that is from 49% to 21.5%, was observed in the 2018 agriculture sector budget. However, this has not prevented government from over-relying on ABFA.
We observed that in 2017, even if the target of fertilizer was not met, government planned to subsidize 233,000 metric tons of fertilizer, but it ended up delivering 121. So we are just asking, with the increased targets of over 150% and farmers who are to be recruited, and then a budget cut in MOFE's, and here let me emphasize that it's on MOFA, in MOFE's budget, how is government going to meet those targets?
All right, so that's all we have for you in business tonight. But we're not done with the bulletin. Do stay on. We have more coming up. But just before then, let's take a message from Das Capital.
Business Brief was brought to you by
Dusk Capital. We see a millionaire in you.
Well, we continue with other stories that we have lined up for the evening. And on that, the commissioners of inquiry set up by the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to examine the petitions on the possible creation of new regions held its second meeting at the Castle Osu today. And now the commission engaged petitioners from the Volta region who are proposing the creation of the Oti region from the now Volta region.
The second hearing, which was slated for Wednesday, 22/2017, at the Osu Castle, witnessed the presence of the Minister in charge of Regional Reorganization and Development, a delegation of chiefs, members of Parliament, representatives of some traditional councils, and the Joint Consultative Committee. Petitioners from the Volta region are proposing for the creation of Oti region from the Volta region. Speaking at today's hearing, Chairman of the Commission, Justice Stephen Alan Brobe, said the Commission will seek to understand the proposal preferred. He also added that the Commission will give a fair hearing.
The purpose of today's meeting is to afford the Commission the opportunity to hear at first hand from you, the petitioners from the Volta region. We will seek to understand the background to your petition, the issues you raised, and any additional information which you may consider helpful to our work.
After the keynote address by the chairman, the press was ordered to exit the conference room to proceed with the session. However, Secretary of the Joint Consultative Committee, Kweku Adia, in an engagement with the media, noted the decision behind proposition for the Oti region.
It is an undeveloped place. If I should show you figures of cocoa production in the area from colonial times to date, and you go to see that there is nothing there, you weep from our people. You weep. You weep. So basically, when we say we want development, we want jobs, we want our people also to be placed in good positions. You know, when you hold good positions, top positions, you have influence, and you can help the young ones, the youth. If you don't have people from there, how do you do it?
Meanwhile, the Deputy Volta Regional Minister, Maxwell Blagoji, expressed optimism that the Commission will duly address every proposition by the petitioners.
Written documentations have been sent to the Commission, and today is the opportunity for the hearing of that. It's okay. We take it as part of the process which is unfolding. Following this would be another encounter at the regional level. So when we put it all together, then we can evaluate the merits of these demands and then the actions that would come after that. So it's a process that we recognize, but we wait to see the outcome of it.
You're watching the news tonight. We're live on GH1 television and live on DSTV channel 361. Coming up now is Insight. Now, studies from the World Health Organization have shown that it's not just income and employment variations that make some communities poorer than others. In fact, growing evidence have revealed that unwanted pregnancies due to lack of family planning services is in fact the most pressing factor. Tonight, on the last of his 6-part series titled Portrait of the Countryside, GHOne Newsroom's GHOne Karim Dini Osman takes us to a village in the East Gonja district where the mentality of more children, cheap source of labor, is fueling a vicious cycle of poverty.
Traditionally, women had restricted roles in Ghanaian societies, taking on mostly domestic activities. Even at the top, the gender imbalance is glaring. Women make just 12.75% of the members of Ghana's parliament. Even though the UN Sustainable Development Goal 5 talks about the need for gender equality and women empowerment, in this village, women have been simply reduced to baby-making machines. With a population of about 800 and an average of 5 children per woman, Vayili, a farming community in the East Gonja district of the northern region, is characterized by an audience of children, majority of whom might never experience formal education in their lives. 90% of these children were born at home, as the community has no health center, not even a CHIPS compound. Pana is only 32 years old and has 10 children. These children would have been 11, but Pana lost her first baby due to delayed medical attention. Apart from their 11th child, all the others were born at home with the assistance of traditional birth attendants. Her husband does not know his age, let alone that of his children. Both parents have never been to school. The story of this family is one that is very common in many homes in this part of the country where people have no knowledge about sexual reproductive health. In Vayili, a large family size is a mark of prestige and wealth. In reality, each member of this community lives on less than $1 a day. Most of these inhabitants cannot afford 3 square meals a day because of the non-availability of a livelihood support system. Meanwhile, Pana's husband, Al-Hassan Salifu, says he never regrets having many children, explaining that child labor could be a useful source of income for his poor family.
These plenty children are gifts from God. I don't have any control over that. Besides, I can use them for my work on the farm.
Pana and Al-Hassan, however, admit the difficulty in taking care of their 10 children.
It is very difficult taking care of the children. We sometimes go hungry in the dry season.
I support my husband by also selling firewood, which is not sustainable. People don't even buy the firewood. Money for drugs when they are sick is also a problem sometimes.
After explaining the various birth control options to Al-Hassan, he resolved to seek contraceptive services from the regional capital, Tamale, for his wife to reduce the burden of having more children.
tomne zang ba shelle ba ma mo ko to ma ban na ba pang ma tina zang la ya ma tin to zang le be ma.
We will not give birth again. I will send my wife to the Tamale hospital for contraception. We will use our energy to take care of the children.
Kaptila song ta kataba ha do. Ba su to tan do chang halisa jwele.
These children of school age are not only used as farm hands by their parents, but are also used in reconstructing dilapidated mud houses. The scarcity of water in the community also means that children will have to trek to far-flung places in search of water. Widespread open defecation due to the absence of proper toilet facilities has seen a rise in childhood diarrhea cases. A non-governmental organization decided to put up the school to absorb some of these children. However, apathy on the part of both parents and teachers has done very little to improve the situation.
Sometimes when you come, the environment let you teacher not to feel good, because when you come and see some of the children lying down on the floor writing, actually I don't feel happy. Sometimes parents send them to farm. You come, especially during the rainy season or during the time they are harvesting maize and then groundnuts. Sometimes a teacher may come to school, you not see a children. All of them go to farm, but you can't do anything. You have to also sit down when it's time for closing, then you go home.
So it looks like residents here do not only have to reel under the harsh reality of extreme poverty, but they also have to contend on a daily basis with the unavailability of a proper healthcare system, which of course is a basic right. But they are hoping that the situation will change anytime soon. Reporting for GHOne News, my name is Ridwan Karim Dini Osman, Vayili in the East Gonja districts of the Northern Region.
Unbelievable, that story. But let's have a conversation on the back of that. With me in the studio now is Janet Ahiagba. She's president of Youth Action Movement Ghana. It's a sexual and reproductive health NGO. And over the telephone for same conversation is Victoria Benewa. She's principal nursing officer with the Dental Health Directorate and the Ghana Health Service. Good evening, ladies. Thank you very much for joining us here on the program. I'm going to start with you, Janet. Anything surprising you in the story? We are in 2017. Anything surprised you in the story?
Yes. The surprising thing is that in this era, 2017, we have issues of this nature. It's worrying. No matter how you want to look at it, it's very worrying. And it's a public health concern as well. So that is my surprise. But the other side of it, which does not surprise me, is that we have lived in a society that sees giving birth and having children as the only way to feel that you are a man or you are a woman. And so people give birth anyhow and at any time without any using any form of contraception or whatsoever. So that is a two-sided of it.
Now let me take that point to Victoria, who's joined us over the telephone. Now, Victoria, what does this then say about the extent to which the education surrounding reproductive health travels in this country?
You know, in that part of our country, it's like there's early marriages there. And you are also forced or encouraged to give birth at regular intervals. And then sometimes you look at the distance there, the distance from maybe where to seek FP, family planning services, may be longer. And then you know that even in the community, it's like immediately you talk about family planning, then it means you should not give birth. So these are some of the myths that is preventing the people from even accessing. You know, in that they said there's not no cheap compound. But you could see that most of the community health nurses go there to give outreach programs, to do the weighing, immunize the children. They also go with family planning services. But sometimes when you even talk about it, it's like it's a taboo to talk about it. Yes, in our culture, in our religion, there's a need to give birth to more children. So these are some of the things that is happening. And
so Victoria, for such a culture impacting heavily on our need to extend family, let me finish, to extend family family health services to that part of the country. It sort of hampers our ability to do that. What do we do? How do we breach that cultural, mode that is in that part of the country?
Yes, and I think we should all get involved. Now it is improving, and change takes some time to come out, because that was what we were used to. That you have to give birth to more children, even whether you are able to take care of them or not. So it's like now we should involve the chiefs, the queen mothers, the opinion leaders in the area, so that they come out to help. Well, Ghana Health Service cannot do it alone. Our beliefs and our culture, that it's difficult changing, but gradually we are getting there. Because now most of the community health nurses are being trained in family planning services, providing long-term services, so that at least when they go for outreach programs, even now they can do it in the comfort of your own home.
Victoria, I'm afraid we'll have to leave our conversation here. I'm definitely grateful for your time, but let me wrap it up with you. We can make all the excuses with culture and all that, and we've been doing that over a long period. What would be the way forward from where you sit? Because then again, let's look at the story. We are not seeing any underage children or underage people with, giving birth. These are mature women who are having children. How do we deal with the problem?
Like Victoria said earlier, we all have to come on board. It's not about just one group of people. We have to engage the opinion leaders. Our culture respects our traditional leaders a lot. We respect our traditional leaders a lot. And so when we engage them and tell them that nobody is against giving birth, because it's a good thing, but you should give birth to a number you can take care of, adequately take care of. And then when we do that, like we are in this studio right now, how many people over there is watching this program, like in the North Gonja district? So we have to take the information to them at their doorstep.
Indeed.
So that they can, get involved. Because if we see it on radio and we see it on TV and we say all the nice things and it doesn't get to them, we are not making any change and any way forward. So we have to get to the doorstep of the people.
Thank you very much. Janet Ahiagba, Vice President of Youth Action Movement Ghana. Earlier, you heard me in a conversation with Victoria Obenewa. She's Principal Nursing Officer with the Dental Health Directorate of the Ghana Health Service. That'll be all for Insight. You're still here on News Tonight. Stay with us.
Charlie, and they go the back home. They go the back home. But the club then joker. See your man.
All right.
Okay. Hey.
Get together with your challenge to enjoy your favorite local meals with crisp and refreshing club beer. Because nothing brings us together like club does. Charlie, it's chop time.
Club, crisp and refreshing. Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons below 18 years of age. Pregnant women should not drink alcohol.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Energy Media Group and JP Business Associates proudly presents the first ever Ghana Energy Awards. Under the auspices of the World Energy Council Ghana and the Ministry of Energy, the Labadi Beach Hotel will play host to Ghana's energy sector heroes on the 30th of November 2017 for a celebration of an outstanding year in the energy sector under the theme Energy for National Development, 60 years and beyond. For tickets and sponsorship, call 0244 443786. Our proud partners are the Energy Commission, Petroleum Commission of Ghana, National Petroleum Authority, the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Association of Oil Marketing Companies, and COPEC Ghana. This event is sponsored by Ghana Gas, Frims Oil, and Japan Motors. It's also powered by Energy Ghana Magazine and validated by EY. The Ghana Energy Awards, redefining excellence.
Everybody. Charlie, Christmas they come. NASCO go shake the market again with huge discounts and free gifts. You will get the 24-inch NASCO digital satellite television for 599 Ghana cedis, or the 32-inch for just 799 Ghana cedis. Even the 50-inch set, you will get them for 1,999 Ghana cedis per. They come with free home theater and a wall mount.
Then the market go be well for this Christmas.
That's in the start now. You talk say Christmas, and you can also get yourself a NASCO air conditioner for 1,199 Ghana cedis and get a free AC bracket.
People will enjoy it, Papa.
If it's a gas cooker where you like, pick up the 4-burner NASCO cooker, which is ranging from 499 Ghana cedis to 1,090 Ghana cedis, and you go get yourself free kettle. Or if it be the 5-burner stainless steel one you want, you get yourself a free oven toaster. The NASCO Christmas warmer promotion is available in all NASCO showrooms and authorized dealers. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Beverages Limited, Kakai 777 bitters.
Me pensa papa bia no manu bina shemu Ghana ne China no bina kwani ya dia shemu Chiche bina obeye fine drink and make you no waste time me yampa kakai bitters yeah come it's good for your party so kakai bitters for your engagement so kakai bitters good for your funeral so kakai bitters it's good for your wedding, so your wedding, so it's good for your party, so for your engagement, so good for your funeral, so it's good.
And don't man nipa when you do what and set a pin for them. Our drinking sport BM Kakai 777 bitters and Kasa.
Bronya. Freddy's Corner, Yasa babyum, Brunya, Obia, Freddy's Corner, Edientia, yeah, Chenyoma, I mean free instant gift. Nyawian, so where Freddy's Corner shop, Bia, Wagana, Abia. What shall do of Freddy's Corner Brunya, where Ubenyache, dear bit to say, wine, mackerel, biscuits, and in your man would be.
Wow, Freddy's Corner, thank you. Freddy's Corner, may I say,
Nyawian, so where Freddy's Corner shop, Bia, Wagana, Abia. Not your mobile phone, with laptop, or printer, and also PlayStation, not your instant gift. Wow, to Mikako Freddy's Corner, not what you watch here. Freddy's Corner, your home of authentic mobile phone and accessory.
Head office, Kokomlimli, any city light, ne DNM Fre 020-7937-323.
8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, close to 2,000 hours a year. That's what you invest in your business as you strive for the life you dream of. You're putting in the work. Make sure you get what you deserve. Get retrenchment insurance. Get an overdraft. Get a Visa credit card. Get Barclays Prestige Banking. You've earned it.
Sasso, Sasso, mi se vous me tonton preko. Edana twa mi ne buseshe. Ya hakasia ne malaria. Minya me pone me sasso spray. Every mosquito start to run away. Tonton preko. Sasso, mi se vous me tonton preko.
tonton preko saso kum tonton preko na ni sham ne de edem sronko
Chale kumbia tas ko nana bia o mute. Yes,
Ghana needs your taxes. Do you pay your taxes? We drive on deplorable roads. Our children attend poorly resourced schools and we visit hospitals in bad state. Let's pay our taxes no matter how small our income. Every little tax helps. We always ask, what does the government do with our taxes? Government depends on these taxes to bring development to us and to build our nation. So I ask, do you pay your taxes? I'm asking you, do you pay your taxes? It's your civic duty. It's the law. Our taxes, our future. This advert is brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, National Commission for Civic Education with support from UK Aid and GIZ.
Well, time now to bring you some developments that have been occurring in the last couple of minutes from other jurisdictions, speaking specifically about the country Zimbabwe. And we understand that the vice president, former vice president, who now is supposed to be taking a helm of affairs for running the country in the person of Mr. Emerson Mnangagwa, has arrived in Zimbabwe and has been delivering a speech on what the Zimbabweans should be expecting. And he, among other things, that he's been talking about political unity. He's also been making reference to the opportunities that have to be created as far as jobs and the recovery of the Zimbabwean economy is concerned. And this looks like some roadmap that he's couching for the country.
To be your servant. I appeal to all genuine patriotic Zimbabweans to come together. We work together. No one is more important than the other. All Zimbabweans want to grow our economy. We want peace in our country. We want jobs.
Well, good luck to Zimbabwe.
There's a lot that's coming in for them. People didn't know what change would look like, but it looks like definitely some change must come and must restore the economic parity in Zimbabwe. Well, that's all from us here. My name is Patrick Stevenson.
Mine is Kemini Amana. Thank you very much for your company. Good night.
Why you flex me? Why you think say I be 20? My phone always the ring, cause the girls I get plenty. Flex. Hey,
you dey flex oh.
Everybody they blow me fans, like I be some new big star. Social media guru, I dey keep up with the trends. Fast internet, I dey connect with my friends. Charlie, I can flex you. Quality movie on my screen straight from YouTube.
Hey mama, who flex you?
I get money from my phone to make a sort you. We dey chill for Facebook like Ice Cube. With Airtel Flex, enjoy more of what you like. Watch movies, stream videos and songs, get free social media all day long and exciting money backs. Whatever your style is, we have a package for you. Dial *125# to choose your flex. Now, you dey flex.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Let's
Let's go shopping. Are you a small-scale enterprise? Do you have products and services that you want to advertise? Be part of this great opportunity to introduce your products to your potential clients. Call 056-073-7374 to book a space for the most watched television advertising show on GHOne TV. Let's go shopping, your TV mall.
Hey, yo, but why you flex me? Why you think say I be 20? My phone always the ring, cause the girls I get plenty. Hey, yo, but why you flex
you
me?
dey flex so.
Everybody they blow me fans, like I be some new big star. Social media guru, I dey keep up with the trends. Fast internet, I dey connect with my friends. Charlie, I for flex you. Quality movie on my screen straight from YouTube.
Hey mama, who flex you?
I get money from my phone to make I sort you. We dey chill for Facebook like Ice Cube. With Airtel Flex, enjoy more of what you like. Watch movies, stream videos and songs, get free social media all day long and exciting money backs. Whatever your style is, we have a package for you. Dial *125# to choose your flex. Now, you dey flex.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Timeless Love is proudly brought to you by
Angel Jumbo Mosquito Coil. Huda na wada.
Indomie Instant Noodles, Gino, My Dear Rice, Amalina Children's Haven, Uber Spaghetti.